Hey everybody, this is April at Vinyl Cottage in Northport, Alabama. Welcome. Last week we posted about our new transfers on our Facebook page, and I've had quite a few questions asking what they were, how they're different from vinyl, and how they are to be used. So I thought I would take just a few minutes today and try to answer some of those questions. And in the meantime, while we're doing that, I'm actually going to press a shirt because I want to show you how it works, what you do whenever you're pressing onto a shirt, a transfer onto the shirt. So first of all, what is sublimation? Sublimation is it's a printing system. So you have to have the entire system in order for it to be able to make the sublimation transfers. And so we have that system, and we've created some transfers that you guys can just take and press onto your shirt. The rules for sublimation are: one, you have to have a heat press. An iron won't work, and whenever I press this shirt, you're going to understand, hopefully you'll understand why an iron won't work. And two, the item that you're pressing on has to be at least 50% polyester. The polyester fibers are what holds on to the ink from the sublimation transfers, and so you need at least 50%. The more polyester you have, the more bright and colorful, the more ink it's going to retain, so the better, brighter image you have. The shirts that we have here in the store are Next Level Raglans. These are 50% polyester, and so as you can see, this is a shirt that I did a few weeks ago, and it's been washed twice, maybe even 3 times, and so it still has it has good color retention. So I love the look of the transfers on the Raglans. And another thing that you want to remember is that with sublimation, it doesn't print white. So if you try to sublimate onto a darker fabric, like these colors are not going to get any lighter. They will only get darker if I were to try to put these onto a dark gray. So the lighter the fabric, the more you're going to see the transfers. So those are just the general rules for using sublimation. Before I press, so this is what you would get: an 8.5 by 11 sheet with the sublimation ink on it. It looks like copy paper. It is not regular copy paper. It is a specific paper. Like I said, it's an entire printing system, including the sublimation paper. So it's made to hold the sublimation inks and then to release them into the fabrics of your shirt. Now what I'm going to do, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to turn the camera so you can see me, but you can't hear me over there. So I'm going to try to tell you what I'm going to do before I go over there to press, and then I'll come back and talk to you a little bit more. So I have my shirt already on my heat press. So I have just a sheet of craft paper, just plain craft paper. You can use copy paper, you can use parchment paper. I'm going to put it inside my shirt so that during the pressing process, if any of the ink bleeds through the shirt, it'll catch onto the paper instead of going onto the back of your shirt. When you're pressing, your heat press needs to be set at 385 degrees for 85 seconds. That's why you can't use an iron, because it takes 85 seconds of good medium pressure to press the ink from the sublimation paper into the shirt, and it's nearly impossible to get a good even pressured press for that long a time with an iron. So I do not recommend it at all. So I'm going to go real quick. I'm going to put my craft paper inside the shirt. And then I am also going to take another sheet of craft paper, and I'm going to place it on top of the sublimation paper. Whenever I put it down, I'm going to put this on top of it so that if any of the ink bleeds through the top of the paper, it doesn't get on your Teflon sheet or the top of your platen, because if that were to happen, the next item you press, then the ink is going to transfer onto that, and nobody wants that. We don't want to ruin any clothes, because this is not like vinyl. Sometimes vinyl can be removed. Once this is in there, it's in there. You're not going to, the shirt is ruined if you do it wrong. There's no way to take it out, because like I said, it's the ink. The ink is staining the fabrics, so it's bonding to it. Okay, so we're going to take our paper. Sorry guys, trying to get my Teflon sheet going over here. And I'm going to close my press. You want to press, make sure your heat press is set at a medium pressure. Mine is the dial, so there's no settings. So I just kind of feel it out, whether or not whenever I close it, how heavy the clamp is my best estimate to how heavy my pressure is. So I use a medium pressure, and again, I'm going to go ahead and close it, and we're going to let it press for 85 seconds. Now, just to show you, so the great thing about sublimation is that you can also take the designs and add to it with vinyl. This is a shirt that I did last week, and the wreath is sublimation, and I used our transparent orange and added a monogram to the middle of it. So if you want to do something like this, you would sublimate onto your shirt first. Then you need to let your heat press come back down to temperature for your vinyl. 385 is too hot for vinyl. So bring it back down to, I think I do 315. So bring it back down to 315. Place your monogram on your shirt where you want it to go. Cover it again with that craft paper just in case any of the ink from the sublimation bleeds from the shirt. With it being fresh, you could have that happen, so you don't want to get it on your Teflon sheet. So place the craft paper on there and let it cover that up. Then press your design, press your vinyl, and then you're done. You have added your own personalization to a sublimation transfer. And I like the sublimation transfers because I love this design. Be right back. I'm going to take the craft paper out of the inside of the shirt. Let me turn off my heat press. It's getting hot. So what I was saying was, one of the reasons that I love this is because I love this wreath design, but I don't want to cut and weed and layer all those different colors. So sublimation, whenever it comes to designs like this, is going to save you time, and it's going to save you money. Rather than buying all three colors, when I believe that's 3 or 4 different colors of vinyl in that wreath, then you just buy one sublimation transfer and press. So to show you what we did, now remember what I said about the polyester count. So this is a shirt that I pressed earlier, and this is one of our raglans. This is the design that I pressed, the Merry Christmas tree, the Buffalo Christmas tree. And on a raglan, you see it looks pretty good. I love the way these look on the raglans. But the other shirt, the shirt that we just pressed, is one that I found at Walmart. Believe it or not, found it at Walmart. It's 92% polyester. Can y'all see that? 92% polyester. So remember what I said about the higher the polyester count, the more vibrant it's going to be? So look at that picture. Look at that sublimation transfer onto this shirt. Those colors just pop out. So I love the sublimation transfers, y'all. It makes work quick. It makes it easy. Sometimes whenever you have a lot of weeding to do, it's just easier to do it with sublimation. So we're working